say remix.
What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the preview for England versus Wales with none other than my Welsh friend, Mr. Scott.
Mate, that was
What
the worst handshake I've ever...
How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Wales have been a bit crap, to be honest. But, you know, I'm hoping we can pull one out of the bag. We'll see.
It's this game in typical England fashion just kind of worries me a bit. I look at Wales, I look at England. We should win. We was doing some stuff for 90 minutes, and you said even if England kind of rotate their whole team, we should still win. But this is Wales on their last, limbs. This is a wounded animal. How are you seeing this one?
So I thought Wales would turn up. That's probably being unfair to them. I thought that they would play like the Wales that I know for the first two games, and they haven't done it at all yet.
Yeah.
And I think the players know that, the coach knows that, and I think that they'll go into this one now knowing that they need to change their game plan. They need to stifle England and try and nick it on the break or with a little bit of a moment of magic, because it probably helps them, to be honest, that they know that they have to win. I think it really helps them. So that will be the target, but they'll just have to do it in a different way. I've not been too happy with how they've performed so far, but nobody is. No Welsh fan is. Nobody who covers Wales is. None of the Welsh camp are happy with how they've been so far. But it's England,
But this is a game that's like, I'm sorry, in terms of the Welsh side, you haven't been in the World Cup for how long is it?
64 years.
That's insane. But like you said, it's important that you're saying this is still below par. We can take, maybe we didn't get out of the groups or whatever, but the level of performance has been really bad. I just think from an England perspective, I think obviously smashing Iran 6-2, we're on this high, and me personally, I never saw it as that means we're going to beat USA comfortably. It was always going to be a tough game. But then you get the kind of Gareth Southgate-isms, of when the game's getting a little bit flat, it's getting a little bit stale. You can see that it needs to freshen up. It was almost like he was happy to see it out for a draw, like we'd already won the group. And I think that was wrong. I think he deserves the criticism for that. I'm not in the camp of, get him out now and, sack him now. And this, overall, by the end of this tournament, probably will be there, because then we'll get a better idea of where we are, because, we could probably still go through, absolutely. But I think he does need to make changes. Does that worry you, though, the fact that England can, bring in certain bits of firepower, or do you actually have a bit more faith than technically your performance should allow you to have, because of, I think you said Joe Allen said, we're fighting for our lives or something like that. Does that give you a bit of confidence?
He said it's the biggest game of our lives, something along those lines. And
it's a big statement.
It is a big statement. And it's true, to be honest, because ultimately, if Wales do lose this game and we go home, it'll sting. But the fact of the matter is, no, not even me. I never expected Wales to get to a World Cup. And the fact that I've seen...
Not even in your life, you didn't expect...
in my lifetime, honestly. We've seen so many great players play for Wales down the past, Ryan Giggs, Mark Hughes, Ian Rush, all these greats. And they never managed to do it. And in my lifetime, I've seen 3 major tournaments.
Euros.
2 Euros and a World Cup.
Yeah.
So we'll take stock, we'll go home, we'll take stock and just appreciate it for what it is and for what happened, that we got there. But that doesn't mean that we can't look at the group and look at how things have gone and think we really underachieved there. I suppose it's the thing is, people looking at it and saying, oh, little old Wales. But the fact that these guys deserve so much credit, because little old Wales was always the mentality before. And now they've raised the expectation levels for people like me to...
Which is why you're disappointed.
Why aren't I getting out of the group? Why aren't we getting out of the group?
Yeah.
So it's a credit to the players who, like Gareth Bale, like Aaron Ramsey, like Joe Allen, like Ashley Williams, who stopped playing a few years ago, Joe Roden, all these guys. It's a big credit to them for making Welsh fans think. Robson Kanu, for making Welsh fans think we can do more than we've done for the past 64 years or the past 60 years or whatever it was. So
can Gareth Bale impact this game?
He can. Yeah. You've seen it. I think for me, he's one of the best big game players that there's ever been in football.
He's Mr. Clutch.
Ever.
Yeah.
You put a few different players in there like, Ronaldo and that, but in terms of always delivering, he does it for Wales time and again. He's done it for Real Madrid. He's done it for Spurs in when he played for Spurs, and
Yeah.
he was like, he had PFA Player of the Year 2 years in a row. He's such a different player now. He's not got the legs anymore, but he has to be smarter. He said before the tournament, he said, I can still do the things I used to do, but I can't do them as often.
Yeah, even he knows.
Yeah, and even he knows that. So he has to be a bit smart about it. But what Bale can do is if he gets a moment, he can take it.
100%, and that for me as an England fan, I think if you tame Gareth Bale, which if we're on our game to the maximum we can, he shouldn't be able to run us ragged. He shouldn't be able to. But if you give him an inch, you give him a free kick, give him a penalty, give him a free header, you give him a bloody bicycle kick sometimes. You know what I mean? Because he can just pull it out, a moment of magic. But I think if England turn up and play to the right intensity and the right mentality, they should win the game. But I think we were speaking about what some of the tactics might be for you guys, and that's sitting back, inviting England on, trying to hit us on a counter attack, and England, stereotypically don't do well when the onus is on them to do that. It was like that for large parts against USA, and they were really good in transition. I thought they got forward really well, and that could be a big problem for them. I think if I'm looking at the top end of the pitch, what was really disappointing for me against USA, although USA earned it and were really good, just the lack of movement, lack of running in behind, lack of coming short, lack of interchange, lack of moving the ball quick from front to back, across the back four, just really lethargic, really slow. England must play at a level of intensity against the Wales side, like you said, that are going to go, come on then. Do you know what I mean? And if we don't do that, we can draw this game, I think.
That's the thing. Like, if England don't score early or in the first hour, it's gonna get a little bit. Oh, Southgate, man! 100%. It's gonna be Southgate, man. He's not doing it. He's not doing it, and that'll play into Wales's hands, I think. And the players know that. Wales are often, and their best performances are when they're underdogs. And the first two games that you've seen, Wales have been probably going into the game thinking, all right, we can
have a go at them. Let's have it.
We can have a go.
Yeah.
So this one might play more into the Welsh hands in terms of what we've seen in the past. But don't get me wrong, if England get it right, England should win.
Yeah.
But you never know, because I think we talk about Gareth Bale, one of the biggest big game players. Aaron Ramsey, I don't know whether he'll play and whether he'll start, but he can do it too. These are the players that can decide moments, and that's why Wales fans think if we can keep it tight, we have players dotted around the pitch that can make the difference and can nick a 1-0. I'm not going to come out here and say Wales are going to beat England with any confidence at all, because there's no suggestion that that'll happen based on what we've seen in this tournament and based on the strength of the squads, this kind of thing. It's football, man.
Just quickly on the United players.
Yeah.
Maguire, Shaw, Rashford. We do Maguire, Shaw firstly. Shaw gets an assist in the first game. Maguire gets an assist in the first game. Maguire plays really well in the second game, even though England were poor. But in general, they've scored again. Serbia, they've absolutely smashed it. Harry Maguire, as a Manchester United fan, because obviously you're Welsh fan as well, but as a Manchester United fan, when you're seeing him play well for England, how do you feel about it? That's what
I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I know that people give him a lot of stick for, he cost 80 million. He should be playing better than he doesn't control that. He says some stuff that is probably ill-advised, in terms of defending himself. There's a lot of PR around him and that kind of thing that irks a lot of people. But I don't want to see a footballer fail. And at the end of the day, whether Harry Maguire stays at Man United or not, seeing him play well, I think he's been one of England's best players so far at the tournament. Seeing him play well for England and getting his confidence back to the point where he could maybe be a benefit to United later on after getting some good games under his belt. I'm happy for him. What about you?
I agree. Look, I don't think he should be our number one starting centre-back. I think Eric Ten Hag's done it exactly right.
Yeah.
To partner the likes of Varane and even Lindelof with Martinez. But for England, like I said on 90 minutes, I have no problem with him starting for England because the guy's proved it time and time again. That doesn't mean he's right for Man United. I know Southgate says he's the best defender at Man United. I don't understand why he's not been playing. That's because he's Southgate's guy, and that's fine. They can have that relationship, and that's fine. But like you said, you never want a Man United player to just continually be crap. Yeah. I want Harry Maguire to silence everyone and be the best centre back in the Prem. But we would know that's probably not going to happen. So yeah, I don't mind. And Luke Shaw, it's good to see him. He looks fighting fit again. He looks strong. He looks powerful. As soon as he gets a little bit of competition, and Tyrell Malacia, or whether it was Tellez the first time, he just goes, right, okay, I'm ready to and that's annoying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's doing all right. And for Rashi, I'll finish off by saying this before you get your prediction. I feel like him just being there, just for him to manage to get a level where he was accepted into the squad, I think is a massive confidence booster for him. Obviously, he came off against the bench against Iran and got a goal as well. And I think even as United fans, he hasn't hit the absolute levels, but he's way better than he's been last season already. And I think this will do him a world of good to just be in and around it, have a couple of appearances, maybe even start one. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. And just get his confidence. That's going to be good for us, right? When we get back.
Oh, absolutely. I think the fact that Marcus Rashford has come out earlier this season and said like he's not been in the right space, mental space or whatever, he's not been happy to play the right football. He looks like that's completely changed, and he can be a real asset for England. He's probably pushing for a start as well.
He could start, so yeah.
He could start. And on Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, I watched them against the US and I chuckled to myself because I saw Harry Maguire like making clearance after clearance, and I laughed and I looked at like these guys in a back four, Maguire, Shaw. I've seen these guys get torn up week after week after week, and now they look like one of the best parts of the England team. It's weird.
Don't let it fool you. Don't be starting some campaign when we get back saying, you know what? Well, I was there in the Euros flexing. They should. We're all right. We got Martinez in that left channel, and we got Malacia, and actually Shaw's done well with Martinez anyway. Prediction. Let us know what you think. Not scoreline, but just prediction.
All right. I think Wales are going home. Unfortunately, I don't know whether I am, but we'll see.
Yes, I'm going to go with a narrow England win. I don't think it'll be emphatic. I think it'll be dogged. I think it'll be tough. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, if we don't play our cards right, it could be quite an uncomfortable viewing. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you don't support England, because this is a Manchester United channel, if you don't support England or you don't support Wales, let us know who you are rooting for in the World Cup and how well you think your team is going to do. We're out of it, guys. Peace.